you serious? Are you serious? Grab some coffee. We got some signs in the sun and in the earth. Something biblical's going on with the signs and with the issues and all of the signs that's actually of the second coming of Christ. I got some coffee right here. Well, you know, there's a scripture that says in Luke 21:11, Luke 21, verse 10, and then said he unto them, nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and great earthquakes shall be in divers places, and famines, and pestilence, and fearful sights, and great signs shall there be from heaven. These are some of the things Jesus said would happen in the last days. He also said there shall be signs in the sun, and in the moon, and in the stars, and distress of nations with perplexity, and the sea and the waves roaring. Men's hearts failing them for fear, for looking after those things which are coming on the earth, for the powers of heaven shall be shaken. Well, let's go to the heavens quickly. There's some things going on. I want to thank Troy of North Carolina. I also want to thank Reverend Gary of Kentucky. Here's what's happening in space. When is the best time to see auroras? Right now. Where is the best place to go? Well, and how do you photograph them? Well, these questions are on the minds, of course, of a lot of people, believe me. But we do have an approaching CME. NOAA forecasters are estimating a 25% chance of a polar geomagnetic storm to happen today, February 4th, when a CME is expected to sideswipe the Earth's magnetic field. The glancing impact could spark auroras around the Arctic Circle. Also, there's a chance of solar flares today on the sun. NOAA is also forecasting an estimated 80% chance of an M flare to take place and a 50% chance of X-class solar flares to happen today on this February 4th on the sun. So not only is the Earth going to get sideswiped with a glancing blow with CMEs, it could create some very spectacular auroras, but also the sun is due to erupt with some big X-class or M-class solar flares. Now, why? It's because the source of all of this solar activity is the giant sunspot AR 1967, shown, of course, on many of the satellite imagery that can be found at spaceweather.com. Also, there's also a real possibility the AR 1967 has an unstable Delta-class magnetic field that harbors energy for strong flares and CMEs. Any eruptions today will surely be Earth-directed. This is why we got to watch it very close. Expected to be M-class, maybe even X-class, and because of where the sun's position would be toward the Earth, they're almost guaranteed we're going to get a direct hit from it in a couple days. All right? Keep an eye on that. Now, also, there is some unbelievable auroras that happened last night. Some of them were so spectacular that, I mean, literally, it looked like like the sky turned neon green. I mean, it was insane. I saw some of it. It was unbelievable. You can see it at spaceweather.com. I don't know if BP Earthwatch is going to be covering any of these auroras or not. I know he's been traveling, so I hope that he is able to give us an update on it himself. But anyway, we are enjoying one of our best years ever, reports Chad Begley, an Aurora tour guide in Sweden, there in their national park. So far as we have seen auroras on 29 out of 31 nights we have looked. Can you imagine that? 29 out of 31 nights they have seen auroras. But last night was extra special, and that's what I'm talking about. The sky exploded in color, and was just, it was captured. The phenomenon was captured on camera. And again, if you want to see that, check it out at spaceweather.com. The lights were so powerful that the images became overexposed with a shutter speed of less than 1 second. It literally, the cameras couldn't keep up with the brilliance of the aurora. God is showing signs in the heavens, signs on the earth. Some of them are great signs, and we're seeing that, folks. It's snowing in Iran. Iran had the biggest snowstorm in 50 years. It just doesn't stop. And right here in northern Indiana, we're about ready to have another big snow. We're expecting somewhere here, right here in West Lafayette, Indiana, somewhere in the neighborhood of 9 inches, maybe as much as a foot of snow. It's going to start this afternoon. Now, in the East Coast, you're going to eventually get this snowstorm, which would probably drop about 6 inches on you. But you also have a nor'easter coming in from the Atlantic Ocean, which could drop another 6 to 10 inches on top of that. So those of you in the Northeast, seriously, you may have a collision course of cataclysmic snowstorm of biblical proportions. I don't know, but I know that the weather people are very anxious but don't want to predict it. I'm going to get out ahead of them and say you might want to be looking up to see what's going on. I don't know what's going to take place for you, but you may get hit with a 1-2 punch with snow. I just say. Notice I hit you with the right hand. I'm not going to hit you with the left. All right? But anyway, there is a lot going on up there. Are you serious? So keep an eye on what's going on in the heavens. Keep an eye on what's going on in the signs. We know that we had a phone call yesterday. Greg Smokehouse called into my live show, and I'm going to play some of that for you as he talked about what looked like a meteorite must have hit in Tennessee, because 6 fires broke out in a straight line to Nashville, Tennessee. I'm going to give you that information in the next video. So don't go nowhere. Something biblical's going on with the signs of the second coming of Christ.